One of the starlights of this evening's sale, Lucian Freud, Sleeping by the Lion Carpet, the last of the 4 monumental portraits he painted of Sue Tilley. This is the culmination of the artist's lifelong engagement with the nude and has been exhibited in many of Freud's most significant retrospectives over the last 30 years. And I'm going to start the bidding here at £17 million. It's £17 million now. 17 million, 18 million pounds. At 18 million pounds for the Freud, 18 million pounds. At 18 million pounds now. At 18 million pounds for the Freud, 18 million. 19 million, thank you, sir. At 19 million, it's in the room at 19 million. Your bid, sir, at 19 million pounds. At 19 million, 20 million now, it's bid. At 20 million pounds. Against you here at 20 million pounds, sir. At 20 million pounds. At 20 million pounds now. Could be 21. At 20 million pounds for the Freud, at 20 million. At 20 million pounds. Try one more, sir. At 20 million pounds. 20.5. Thank you, David. At 20.5. It's here on this side. It's against you here at 20.5 million. At 20.5 million. It's not yours. At 20.5 million pounds. At 20.5 million. You're coming in again, sir. At 20.5 million. It's David Gowprin's bidder at 20.5 million pounds. It's against you on this side. At 20.5 million pounds now. With David Gowprin at 20.5 million pounds. Here it is at 20.5 million pounds. With you, David, at 20.5 million. 20 million for 800,000. Thank you. Simon's bidder at 20 million 800,000. In a new place at 20 million 800,000. At 20 million 800,000 pounds. With Simon stock. At 20 million 800,000. 21 million pounds now. At 21 million. Do you want to say 21 million to 250? Let's try it. At 21 million pounds. At 21 million. It's here with David on this side of the room. 21 million 200,000. Thank you. At 21 million 200,000. At 21 million 200,000. Behind me here at 21 million 200,000. Give me 4, please. 21 million 500,000. Try 750, Simon, please. At 21 million 500,000. At 21 million 500,000. Looking for 750 from you. At 21 million 500,000. Here it is. 21 million 750,000 pounds. Thank you. At 21 million 750,000. Here with Simon at 21 million 750,000. I'll give you 22, please. Here. 22 million pounds. Thank you very much. At 22 million pounds. At 22 million pounds here. On this side at 22 million. At 22 million. Here it is. For the Freud at 22 million pounds. 22 million 200,000. Thank you very much. At 22 million 200,000. At 22 million 200,000. Still on this side at 22 million 200,000. Try and give me 5, please. At 22 million 200,000. At 22 million 200,000. It's back with Simon again at 22 million 23 million pounds. Thank you. At 23 now. At 23 million. Still with David here. At 23 million pounds now. Thank you so much. At 23 million pounds now. It's against you all on this side. At 23. It's against you, Lisa. And against you, Edith, also. At 23 million pounds. 23 million 200,000. Thank you. At 23 million 200,000. Thank you so much. At 23 million 200,000. Thank you. It's against you, Tom, as well. At 23 million 200,000 pounds. 23.2. There it is. At 23 million 200,000. David, you're going to go on at 23 million 2. At 23 million 200,000. It's back with you, Simon, at 23 million. 23 million 300,000. Thank you. At 23 million 3. At 23 million 300,000. It's back with David Gowprin again, head of contemporary art in New York, of course. David, 23 million 300,000 for this great masterpiece by the artist at 23 million 3. 23 million 400,000. Thank you. 23.4. At 23 million 400,000. Give you 5, sir. 23 million 5. Thank you. 23.5. At 23 million 500,000. 23.5. 23 million 600,000. At 23 million 6. It's behind me here. It's with Simon this time at 23 million 6. 23 million 700,000. Thank you, sir. 23.7. 23 million 700,000 is here on this side. It's David's bidder at 23 million 700,000. Thank you very much, sir. And against you, Simon. But it could be yours. It's 23 million 800,000. Thank you so much. At 23.8. It's back with Simon again at 23 million 800,000. Are you coming in against? No? At 23 million 800,000. 24 million pounds. Thank you. At 24 million. At 24. Here it is at 24 million pounds. On this side at 24 million pounds. Is that a bid? At 24 million pounds. On this side still. Simon, are you out? At 24 million pounds. Here with David at 24 million pounds. Try another one. Give me one more. At 24 million pounds. At 24 million pounds. You sure? It's here at 24 million pounds with David against you, Simon. What about you, Lisa? Want to come in here? 24,200,000 pounds. One. 24,100,000. 24,100,000. In a new place with Lisa Dennison at 24,100,000. It's the fourth bidder we've had on this picture. At 24,200,000. At 24.2. 24,200,000. Give me three, Lisa. At 24,200,000. 24,200,000. There it is. It's David's bidder. Give me one more try, please. At 24,200,000. 24,300,000. 24,400,000. At 24,400,000. Give you five this time. It's against you, Lisa. It's here on this side at 24,400,000. Still with David again at 24,400,000. Over here at this time at 24,400,000. 24,500,000. Thank you. 24,500,000. 24,600,000. 24,600,000. Here it is. 24,600,000. David's bidder again at 24,600,000. For the wonderful Lucian at 24,600,000. What about you, sir? Do you want to bid? At 24,600,000. At 24,600,000. You bidding, sir? 24,600,000. Here at 24,600,000 pounds. I'm looking for seven, please, Lisa, from you. Here at 24,600,000. You want to bid, sir? At 24,700,000. Thank you, Simon. Couldn't resist it. At 24,700,000. I'll take one from you, sir, as well. At 24,700,000. At 24,700,000. Three of you in it. At 24,700,000 for the Freud. 24,800,000. At 24,800,000. Back with David again this time at 24,800,000 for the Sue Tilley here, the majestic painting. Wonderful Sue at 24,800,000. And it's here on this side. It's back with David again. Lisa. 24,800,000. 24,900,000. Thank you, Simon. 24,900,000. 25 million pounds. 25. Thank you, David. At 25 million. 25. Want to give me one, Lisa? At 25 million pounds. Here it is at 25 million one. 25, I should say. Sorry. 21,501 would be your bid. At 25 million pounds. Here it is. Back with David again. And are we coming in again, Lisa, here? At 25. It's not yours at 25. Nor is it yours, Simon, at this point at 25 million. At 25 million. At 25 million pounds. Here it is on this side of the room still at 25 million pounds. Lisa, what are we going to do? We're going to try one more at 25 million pounds. And Simon, it's against you still also at 25 million pounds here on this side of the room. We're going to have to sell at 25 million pounds. And the hammer is going to come up at 25 million pounds. It looks like it's yours, David. And against you here at 25 million pounds. Lisa? Fair warning. Would you like to bid? Either of you, please. At 25 million for the majestic Freud. Last chance. And selling. Here it goes, David. It's your picture. Congratulations. Panel number 53.